What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. For those of you new to the channel, my name is Vince Warburton and this is VW Fitness. Today we are talking about the Redcon1 big noise pump product. Let's get to it. So there it is, guys. We do videos every single week. Mondays and Thursdays is my current upload schedule, guys. I have been on like a 1 week little break after we finished up Review Miss. We basically did a video pretty much every single day all the way up until Christmas Day. And guys, I could not be more happy with how much positive feedback there has been with that whole series, that whole thing. I definitely plan on doing that again, obviously in about 11 months. So I want to wish you guys all a happy new year. If you guys missed my last video, make sure you guys check that out. A lot of updates in terms of what's going on in January, what's happening with the channel. Always be sure to follow me on Instagram, guys. I do post a lot of like story updates. I mentioned this in my last video. I'm not very good with Instagram, but I try my best, obviously. And it's kind of a quick, easy way for me to obviously communicate with you guys with what is going on actually currently. Today, we're going to talk about Redcon1 big noise. I kind of teased this a few weeks ago that I'm on a stim break. I'm going to be on a stim break up until Wednesday of this week. And after that, we'll kind of slowly work back in some stims. And I'm actually kind of excited for it because honestly, this stim break has been absolutely terrible. Extreme drowsiness throughout the day, naps pretty much every single day. Headaches have been pretty bad. I've had to take a little bit of some caffeine here and there to kind of subside and fix that. I've honestly tried doing Advil and it just didn't work. So with that being said, guys, I just have to reiterate, like, make sure you guys always take like kind of a stim break. I would say every 3 months. And I definitely plan on implementing this year. It's definitely a goal of mine, especially as we kind of start the year fresh and starting the year, you know, stim free. Here in about 3 months, probably the end of March, we will do this again. We'll talk about a bunch of pump products because I'm sure there will be a bunch of new products out at that time. If you guys are new to the channel, we break down the supplement review into 4 different parts now. That is something kind of new, but we basically talk about number 1, price. We talk about the label ingredient breakdown. We'll talk about the taste, and then we'll kind of talk about the effects. I used to kind of put taste at the end, but the way that I kind of shoot my videos, we kind of sequence it throughout the entire next 2 hours of my life. Like legitimately, I don't pre-shoot any of this. I'm literally gonna taste it right now. I'm gonna go downstairs, I'm gonna go work out, I'm gonna come back and I'll talk about the effects. So I used to kind of end it on taste, but I know effects is kind of a really important thing, and I kind of wanted to create its own kind of set of time to be able to kind of talk about that. So we'll start out with price, guys. This comes in at $39.99 right off of their website. That does include 30 full servings. With that price point, comes in at $1.33 a serving. Now, for me personally, on my consistent scale, this comes in at a 4 out of 5, so definitely a really good price point here. Now, when it comes to pump products, it's kind of this weird fine line because technically, most people are looking for a pre-workout that has stim. And I did see this on their website that they stack this with their pre that has stimulants in it. And so when you start doing that, obviously the prices start getting astronomical. It kind of gets a little silly. But I think overall, for the price point here, for a pump product, this is actually pretty good. So definitely happy there. Moving right into the label, guys, let's just jump right into it. We start out with a 10.5 gram scoop. All right, we start out with 3 grams of the glycerol monostearate, okay? This is a glycerol product, which is obviously going to suck up water into the cell. This is gonna help with the pumps, guys. 3 grams, very good amount here. I definitely like seeing that right off the top. 2.5 grams of the Beta Power betaine anhydrous. This is a trademarked ingredient, which if you guys don't know about trademark ingredients, typically that means that there's been a lot of research done on that specific ingredient. And betaine is honestly kind of a really big one right now. Starting to see that, or we kind of have seen that over the last year, kind of really pop up as a very big ingredient in supplements. It's gonna help with overall performance, it's gonna help with power output, those sort of things. 1 gram of the beetroot extract. This is going to help with nitric oxide production. Again, kind of supplement the pumps with that glycerol. So yeah, then next up we have 1 gram of the agmatine sulfate. That is a good amount. Again, going to help with the pumps there. Everything kind of here, kind of pump related, obviously, because it is a pump product. All right, so then next up we have 300 milligrams of the Alpha GPC, guys. And as you guys can see here on the label, it is named something different. Now, this is the actual scientific name for it, and I've honestly tried pronouncing this thing like 4 times, and I've just messed it up, so I'm not going to. But I'll be honest with you, I'm not a huge fan when companies do this. It tends to, I think, with some consumers, if they don't really know what they're getting, they kind of see these big words and kind of complicated words, and they think, oh, this must be some really crazy ingredient. I think it can go either way. You know, it can either be a positive or a negative in terms of marketing and whatnot. It would just be nice to see the actual name, Alpha GPC. I think a lot more people would recognize that and know what that is, rather than the scientific name. Just kind of a thing there. I have seen this ingredient up to 600 milligrams. I think 300 is a good amount. The rest of this kind of label is kind of nootropics and focus and power output kind of things. So then next up we have 250 milligrams of the CDP choline. Okay, and this is a nootropic, like I just said. Kind of moving into nootropics, focus, that sort of thing. And I like how this product doesn't just focus necessarily on pumps. They actually kind of try to throw in some nootropics and to help you with that focus without actually giving you stimulants and energy kind of ingredients. And I really like seeing that. Then we have 200 milligrams of the rhodiola rosea root extract. Okay, now this is an interesting one. This is said to help reduce fatigue. And actually, this is very well dosed. Most studies have shown that even as little as 50 milligrams shows results with this. And so seeing 200 here is a great amount. I don't typically see this ingredient in a lot of pre-workouts or pump products, but it is nice to see. Again, they're trying to add ingredients, you know, to create a pre-workout, you know, experience without all the stimulants, and I like that. So last up, we have 200 micrograms of the huperzine A. Again, gonna help with focus, nootropic kind of here, and that's actually a really great dose as well. I've seen you know, as little as like 50 micrograms. 200 micrograms is definitely a great amount. It's definitely one of the highest amounts I've seen in a pre-workout or pump product. So definitely cool to see. In terms of the label, guys, everything is fully disclosed here. There's no like proprietary blends. Everything's right here. Obviously, you guys can see it here. In terms of the label, I think everything actually on here is very well dosed. So I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 5. You know, I can't really have any complaints with that. All right, guys, so let's move right into taste. Again, I have not tried this product. We went with the sour gummy bear flavor. In terms of flavors, guys, this comes in with 7 different flavors. They're up here right now, and you guys can check those out. That is something I'm gonna start doing in terms of the reviews, is start listing all the flavors available. I will make sure I list those kind of up here in this area within the taste section of the review. So this has not been opened. I've not used it. I've honestly been on the NitroFlex for the last 8-9 days, however long it's been since I've been on the stim break. I did buy this with my own money, guys. I bought this at GNC. It was like on a little special deal, like buy 2 get 1 free. So I picked up a few pump products before I did my stim break, and I figured this would be, Redcon1 is kind of a bigger major player when it comes to supplements, and I figured I'd give it a try. Now this does recommend 4 to 6 ounces of water for 1 full scoop, and again, that's 10.5 grams scoop, which is a lot of actives for a little bit of water. You know, it's really interesting. It's got that 3 grams of glycerol in it, and there's no clumping like some other products I've seen that have the glycerol. I'll kind of bring this up so you guys can kind of see it here. Yeah, so really good mixability, or really good powder, I guess, form here. I'm gonna do 1 full scoop here. It is later in the evening, guys. I have been working out at night just with the stim break. I just have not been able to get up. And it's really weird. My sleep schedule's been really weird. I wake up right at like 6:45. I take a nap right around 1, 2, 2:30 in the afternoon for like an hour, and then I'm up until like midnight, and then I go to sleep. It's absolutely crazy. It's really weird. But yeah, the workouts have been kind of in the evening, so that's kind of where I'm at now. Nice, good shake. Okay. Now, this is something common I'm starting to see with pump products. And like I said, I don't do a lot of pump products. I've really only reviewed 1 other pump product before the NitroFlex and the stim break, and that was the Ghost, the Ghost pump product. And I kind of recall it being pretty foamy. And again, this one's not as bad as the NitroFlex, but it's got a good amount of foam, especially at the very beginning when I mixed it up. You know, you can see it here. In terms of the bottom, very little to no sediment here. I would say everything mixed up pretty nicely. And let's give it a taste. Cheers. Oh, okay. So I'm a sour kind of guy. I like sour candy. you know, in terms of this flavor, I'll try to describe it first, and I'll give it a rating. It's got some sediment in it. You guys can see that here on the bottle. Bring that up even closer. You guys can see it. You feel that on the initial, you know, intake. You get this very overpowering sour flavor. It honestly just kind of tastes. It almost feels like it's just not sweetened enough. But then on the back end, you really have this kind of sweetness in your mouth, kind of a sour Skittle kind of taste. But then this really, really pungent sour there. And obviously we went with sour gummy bear, so that's somewhat on me. But at the same time, I kind of expect a sour gummy bear to kind of flow really nicely. And when it comes to the flavor, you know, the texture of it, I'm not really too bothered by. That's fine if there's some grains and I taste it. But the flavor's got to be on point here. And yeah, it just tastes not very good to me. I'm just going to say that, unfortunately. The back end is not too bad, but then you still do taste a little bit of that really kind of really sour, like I can't put my tongue on it on what exactly it is, but you kind of taste like this sour Skittle flavor, and then you get this kind of not so good sour flavor on the very end. And you know, overall, guys, in terms of flavor, I mean, I've said this about taste. It's not really my most important thing. It's really the effects, the cost, the ingredients. For me, though, this is going to get a 1 out of 5. I'm just not too happy. I mean, there's 6 other flavors out there, and I bet you one of those I would probably really enjoy. I thought I would really enjoy the sour gummy bear. Again, I'm a sour kind of person. Anyway, guys, we have a big arm day. Now, this is kind of where things get a little funny because I know I'm going to get a solid pump. I always get a pretty good pump when I work just arms. Today is just an arm day. And so we'll go downstairs. We'll do a workout. We'll kind of see how things go. I have been, like I said, on NitroFlex for the past 8 days. So we'll see how this kind of performs. There are some differences here in terms of some nootropics, which I like. So hopefully the focus is a little bit better today in today's workout. And we'll come back. We'll let you guys know how the effects are. We'll see you guys here soon. All right, guys, just finished up that big workout. We did an arm day, like I said. We did 15 minutes on the Stairmaster as a warm-up. That's kind of my typical go-to. And then 45 minutes of pretty much, you know, triceps, biceps. I tend to superset those exercises just because I want to really maximize as much blood flow into my arms. As you guys can see, or maybe you can't see, the pump is real here. You know, everything is pretty swollen. I'm not trying to sound like a gym bro here, but honestly, like everything is very tight. My skin is very tight right now. I tend to get a better pump in my biceps just overall, and that's definitely the case here. In terms of the nootropics, now I did feel like I got a little bit better focus compared to the NitroFlex in a small sense, not anything like drastically. I think it's tough to really diagnose this because for me personally, I feel like nootropics work really well when there's at least a little bit of some caffeine in there to help stimulate as well. And so focus-wise, I felt like it was pretty good. I will say one negative effect, and this is interesting. I kind of potentially saw that it would happen, is I'm extremely thirsty, which means my body just needs more water. And I haven't sweat a ton. Obviously, you guys have seen me in some videos where I come back just drenched out of the sauna and whatnot. I've drank 2 of these now, 2.5 now, 1 in the morning, and then I drank basically 1 pre-workout before I even like shot the video and whatnot, the intro to this. And then I had a little bit left. I drank that through the workout. And then I've actually drank about half of 1 of these while I was downstairs, which is really abnormal, especially considering I've had, you know, some glasses of water as well and whatnot. So definitely pulling in a lot more water into the muscle tissue is what I would say. I really rarely feel this sort of like dehydrated, like really back of my throat, it's kind of dry, thirsty effect. And so I definitely attribute that to the Redcon1. I wouldn't say it's necessarily a negative. I would just say make sure you guys really stay hydrated with this stuff, especially if you're doing creatine as well. Obviously that takes up, you need to be drinking a ton of water. And yeah, I mean, aside from that, guys, the effects were really good. The pump was really good. I kind of predicted that it would be good. I always tend to get a good pump with arms, so I think it's kind of hard to judge. And obviously, you know, non-stim for me, you know, products, it's difficult for me to kind of really feel some of the effects. And most people, they're looking for the stimulants, and that's what tells them the pre-workout is working. It's nice to take this break, and I really am enjoying it, but at the same time, I am looking forward to getting back onto the stim. So anyway, guys, make sure you guys hit the website up, www.vwfitness. grab a official VW Fitness shaker cup, guys. Those are going for $8. I am moving here in a couple weeks, and I need to liquidate those bottles out of here. If you guys order a bottle, I will send you guys some free samples with that. Make sure you leave a note when you check out with what samples you'd like. So anyway, guys, make sure you grab one of those shaker bottles. I really appreciate it. It helps support the channel, helps grow the channel, and I can't say enough great things about your guys' support. I really appreciate it. With that being said, guys, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you smash that thumbs up button, hit the subscribe and bell for notifications, and as always, we'll see you in the next one.